Hi there. I'm going to talk to you today about cardio for jiu-jitsu, okay? This is something that people bring up quite a bit. I have to work on my cardio. I hear that all the time. In general, I would say that the question is a little bit misplaced because you could go for runs every day and improve your ability to run, which would also start to strengthen your heart. And I don't think it's going to have a negative impact on your jiu-jitsu, but I don't know that it would have, I don't think it's the most efficient way to build up your capacity in a jiu-jitsu match. Now, let's take a step back because maybe we're asking the wrong question. What you want is you want to get through the jiu-jitsu match feeling like you have more energy, okay? So the very first thing that you need to address, bar none, is the efficiency of your own movement and the efficiency of your technique. The more jiu-jitsu-y your jiu-jitsu is, the less energy you are utilizing, basically. So we're trying to find the minimum to execute the maneuver, but no less. It's not some sort of magical thing. You know, I still have to apply a minimum amount of energy, but we're always trying to figure out how to choke with the minimum amount of energy, how to arm bar with the minimum amount of energy, how to take down with the minimum amount of energy. So when you train, and the way you train is you have to learn how to find those extreme points of efficacious execution, right? Amass as many details from your coaches as you can so that when you try to execute the technique, you are using as much of physics and anatomy on your side as possible, and you're trying to use as little athleticism to achieve your goal. And if you can achieve that kind of efficiency, then you're burning less energy, so your cardio improves. Now, if I genuinely want to work on improving my athleticism for a jiu-jitsu match, obviously rolling more is helpful. I think high intensity rolling in reasonable dosages is not a bad idea, but I don't think it will fundamentally change your ability to gas or not gas. It's like if I run sprints every day, a sprint is still a sprint, right? By definition, I'm going to expend all my energy to run as fast as I can. I will, over time, increase what I get from that, but it will still expend all of my energy. It is a sprint, right? So sprint training every day, that would lead to maybe being able to do a little more sprint training, but it should have a fundamental cap on it in terms of growth. The way I see it with jiu-jitsu is a lot of sprinting type of training, like a sprints or even maybe Olympic weightlifting where I'm really working on ballistic explosion, not really essential for a jiu-jitsu. We don't really rely on that kind of thing. And in fact, I would argue that ballistic high power movement tends to be, especially at a higher level in jiu-jitsu, something that's going to lead you into problems more than it is beneficial. That's why those high level jiu-jitsu matches can look so boring, because they're just incrementally moving. Nobody wants to give so much energy, or as we would say in judo, nobody wants to give so much kazushi to the opponent that they can get reversed, right? So what we want is control through the whole movement. And I'm going to show you, I'm just going to talk about one, and you can find more videos on my site. I'll shoot a series here of some isometric holds that are going to improve your athletic performance within jiu-jitsu. What we're going to do is we're going to look at the movement that we're trying to do. I'm going to start with the shrimp right here. And I want to analyze at what point am I at my most inefficient? That is, at what point in the movement is athleticism most engaged? And I'm going to basically hold in that position. So if I go down into a shrimp here, starting on my back, I bring my leg outside the silhouette of my body. I bring my heel as close to my butt as possible. I'm turning on my side. None of this is particularly athletic or challenging. Here's where the athleticism begins. As my hip raises off the ground, even just a centimeter, I'm just on my shoulder in my foot. okay? I have a little bit of contact with this leg on the ground, okay, but I don't want to really utilize that. This is where I'm inefficient, okay? This is where holding this starts to make me tired. And I can activate my hip a little more, but still, it's the lifting of my hip off the ground. This is what makes me actually tired in this movement. This is the minimal athletic exertion. So if I hold this for like 30 seconds, I'm actually strengthening the bodily systems that I'm using to really shrink, okay? And if I get good at this, then I'm gonna be able to do it better with weight upon me and all that kind of stuff. So you can take any of the jiu-jitsu moves that you're doing and just figure out there's going to be a point in the middle of that movement, or it may be in the middle of the movement, it might be at the beginning of the movement, there's a point of maximum inefficiency. And if you turn that into a hold, kind of like doing a plank, and you do a little bit every day, every day, every day, every day, pretty soon you're gonna start to feel a lot better conditioning for the sport of jiu-jitsu. This is a way. There are other ways to improve your efficiency, but I would say overall, isometric conditioning is the thing that's going to give you the best bang for your buck, because you're going to maximize efficiency in the least efficient components of how you move in jiu-jitsu. I know it's not like sexy or dynamic what I'm doing, and you by all means you can do push-ups and sit-ups and jogging and running. None of those are going to, I think, hurt your jiu-jitsu, but if you're looking for things that are a little more focused in and narrow on your cardio for jiu-jitsu, I think this is going to give you more bang for your buck.